Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge news. The founder of FTX, the Democratic Party's second largest donor, has been arrested. We will get to that in a second, but I just want you to also know that we have a live stream on H.A. Goodman's other channel right after this. So at around like 11 p.m. Pacific, hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Be here for the live stream on my other channel, H.A. Goodman's other channel, after this one. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you. Paul Bartlett starting it off. Thank you so very, very much. Let's get started. Become a member of this channel, hit subscribe, and let's go. Sam Bankman-Fried, Eric, everyone here, hello. Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested. I want to just start off with the fact that Fortune magazine, FTX is Sam Bankman-Fried with Democrats' second largest donor. Axios, Bankman-Fried spent millions on Dem campaigns. About $40 million from Sam Bankman-Fried himself. And about $70 million total. And then you have $5 million to Biden's campaign 2 years ago. So during midterms, Democrats got $70+ million. $70+ million. That's pretty good. Okay, that's a lot of money just from one corrupt Ponzi scheme. They won't have that money. They will not have that money. They won't have that money anymore. So they're not going to have the $70+ million from FTX donors. Now, according to Elon Musk, he donated $1 billion off the books. Elon Musk alleges SPF donated $1 billion to Democrats. So you have $70 million on the books and $1 billion that he is stated to have given without public disclosure. Okay, so you have $40 million just from Sam Bankman-Fried, $70 million from FTX officials, and then you have $1 billion that he might have given. Hit subscribe to this channel, to my super chat. I can't do these without you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Paul Bartlett, thanks for starting it off. And also, I will have a live stream on H.A. Goodman's other channel after this live stream. So, again, I'm glad you're here, and be here also for the live stream on H.A. Goodman's other channel after this one. So, you have $40 million from SBF during midterms, $70 million total from FTX exchange officials. And you have Elon Musk claims SBF donated over $1 billion to Democrats. $1 billion. And these are non-public donations. That would be very interesting to find out. House Republicans should investigate. You can impeach Biden just on that. Okay? Eric Samurai, exactly. Jesse, hello. Louis, hello. Paul Bartlett, everybody here, thanks for tuning in. Obi, hello. Stop, listen, think. Anita, everybody here, hello. So then you have the fact that he is now arrested. Sam Bankman-Fried arrested in the Bahamas. He's indicted, arrested, and now he'll be extradited to the United States of America. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried arrested in Bahamas after U.S. files criminal charges. Everything's coming crashing down, ladies and gentlemen. You have the Hunter Biden scandal pointing to obvious graft, felonies that point to Joe Biden. Okay? That is not hyperbole. He met with Hunter's business associates because he wanted the money, honey. It's not difficult to understand. Trump is a billionaire businessman. They can't find one transaction. That's a felony. You have 150 plus with Hunter. And the reason they haven't indicted Hunter is they're obviously covering up because he's a Democrat. That's why the New York Post, the New York Times wrote, this wonderful piece about Sam Bankman-Fried asking how he's sleeping. And I mean, the system, the entire public relations apparatus will go to bat for Joe and Hunter and Sam Bankman-Fried and Hillary. These are people who actually committed crimes. Okay, the Honorable James Comey himself stated that Clinton committed crimes with private servers, but no reasonable prosecutor would indict. Okay, so they cover up when it's crimes associated with them. They cover up those crimes. When it's Trump, they're desperately trying to find something. They're desperately trying to find something. Rand, hello. And they still can't find anything with Trump. But here, they're not going to have $1 billion or 70 million, let's say, on the books, $1 billion off the books, according to Elon Musk, the co-founder and former CEO of bankrupt crypto trading firm FTX was arrested in the Bahamas after the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York shared a sealed indictment with the Bahamian government. Here's why the man was indicted: because he committed so many crimes. And the crimes were so profound in terms of money lost. I mean, $32 billion. And then he had another company, Alameda Research, that was using customer funds to trade for margin, to borrow money, and to cover up losses. So he had two companies. One was an exchange where people couldn't take out their money, similar to a bunch of other places like Coinbase. Or Coinbase is different, obviously, hasn't fallen yet, hasn't gone bankrupt, but there have been times where people can't take out their money. You don't want to be in an exchange. You don't want to put your money in any place where you can't take it out. Where if there's a run on the bank and they don't have enough money to, they don't have enough cash, or they're like, it's a Ponzi scheme. So when you put your money in, they're using that money to pay for, to subsidize losses. And so what he did is he had two companies. One was FTX, one was Alameda Research. Alameda Research was a trading firm. FTX was a crypto exchange where you could buy and sell derivatives and commodities linked to cryptocurrencies. And so the two businesses, the accounting was like Enron style accounting. So they were just using the money, new money, to make up for losses in both companies, especially Alameda Research, which was the trading firm. So it's really bad. Like everything was just so, and they're funneling money and they're donating to the Democratic Party. So this is happening as this is happening, ladies and gentlemen, and at the same time, he's giving money to the Democratic Party. Okay? So can you imagine, though, could you imagine if this was Trump or anyone who had anything to do with Trump? It would be non-stop 24/7 coverage. They'd be completely apoplectic as always. But because it's a Democratic donor, they barely really covered all the people that lost money. I mean, $32 billion was lost. How many people do you know? How many articles have been written? And we'll talk about some of the articles, but how many articles have been written about the people who lost $20,000, $100,000, $200,000, their life savings? Okay, this is just like Bernie Madoff, but far greater of a Ponzi scheme. Okay? But Bernie Madoff wasn't giving money to the Democratic Party. Joel, hello everybody. And so you have also people that he knew directly involved with fundraising for Democrats. Now, here's a question. Was AOC taking money? Were these progressives in Congress taking money? How many Democrats took money from FTX? I mean, it's not difficult to find out. It's really not difficult to find out. And that's what you have to do if you are a House Republican. The impeachment proceedings start with the Hunter Biden Twitter files, where Twitter was banning Trump simply because they could, not because he broke any guidelines, but because they could. And he was, and in the Twitter files, the government was involved as well. Here you have, if there's $1 billion that he gave, that would be a wonderful investigation by Jim Jordan or James Comer or the House Intel Committee chairman or anyone in Congress, Rand Paul, Ron Johnson. Somebody should investigate whether Elon Musk is right about the $1 billion. Because you have $1 billion given to Democrats, that's prison time for congressional Democrats. Okay, that's a huge scandal if that's true. Okay, so Elon Musk has stated publicly that Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX gave Democrats $1 billion. Angela Goodwin! Hey who, we had 18 inches of snow so far, altogether 36 inches. With more coming, bring those Angela Goodwin. Angela, thank you so much to my super chat. Thank you, Angela. You are wonderful. Paul Bartlett, Angela, thank you so very, very much. Thank you, Angela. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. So let's continue. So his arrest is the first concrete move by regulators to hold individuals accountable for the multi-billion-dollar implosion of FTX last month. So they knew they had to do something, because if they didn't do anything, then you'd have real questions like, well, wait a second, why is this man, like, if he was a Republican or Trump Republican or anyone to do with anything, any person within Trump's orbit, he would have been immediately arrested last month. Immediately, without bail. There would be no bail. Okay, these are the people who want to do away with bail. There would be no bail if it was a $32 billion Ponzi scheme linked to Trump or Republicans. Okay, notice how these fundraising scandals, whether it's AOC or they're not really linked to Trump Republicans. Why is that? Why don't you find a laptop like Hunter's, and they're trying to say, oh, it's about his pictures or videos. No, it's not. It's about emails that the New York Post showed. The New York Post broke the story with emails that are graft and potential bribery schemes that proved felonies linked to graft and bribery. He broke legal statutes. It's not rocket science. You have to be an imbecile to believe that hundreds of millions of dollars were going to Hunter through LLCs and corporations that he quickly set up. And it wasn't an example of graft. People were giving him money across the globe, just like the Clintons, not for altruistic or philanthropic reasons, for access. It's Tammany Hall. It's called Tammany Hall, but in the 21st century. Okay, you had Tammany Hall, honest graft, 150 years ago. Okay, and now you have the same thing going on. In 2022. Joel Valdez! Bankman about to be headed to Miami. Joel Valdez! Angela, thank you. Joel Valdez, thank you. Let's continue. Before his arrest was announced, Bankman-Fried had been expected to testify virtually before the House Financial Services Committee on Tuesday, but his attorneys told CNBC they will not. Representative Maxine Waters, who oversees the committee, said that she was surprised at his arrest. Of course she was surprised. He might have given $1 billion to Democrats. Of course she was surprised. This congresswoman also said, get in people's faces. And then, of course, Trump's words, incite every criminal activity known to man. But, of course, Democrats would be surprised that he was arrested. In a way, I was surprised too. I wasn't expecting an arrest for a while. I knew that he'd be arrested, but I wasn't expecting an arrest. And just a different background, better internet, new computer, so closer to the modem. So, meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission has initiated a separate set of charges against Bankman-Fried relating to violations of our security laws, which will be filed publicly tomorrow in the Southern District of New York. It's going down, people. This is enormous, enormous news. I mean, if you had congressional Democrats arrested, this is similar to what, like, everyone would say, oh my God, this is breakthrough news. This is essentially that, okay? This is essentially that. You have Democratic politicians almost certainly obliterating, not just breaking campaign finance laws. You have the Democratic National Committee. I mean, if they're taking $70 million from this man, if Biden's taking $5 million just for his campaign, they're taking $70 million from this man and people around him. This is what the media does. It's look over there, don't look over here. Sometimes on purpose, deliberately, sometimes just because the story is about a Bernie Madoff type of situation where you have a very shady, corrupt character who duped and deceived, the crypto world, the financial world, all of that. But it's more than that, because Bernie Madoff wasn't the second largest Democratic donor. Okay? So that's the huge issue here. That's the issue, okay? And here you have the very few articles. The money is gone. The people who lost FTX, the people who lost out in FTX's collapse. So smaller investors tell how they found themselves unable to withdraw money as rumors of the exchange's trouble spread. So you, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people who were not able to take out money. They were not able to take out money. And you have to ask yourself, how many people did this man hurt? I mean, that's a serious question. How many people did this man hurt? How many people did this man, how many people did this man hurt? How many people did this man hurt? How many people lost $10,000? $10,000 a lot of money. How many people lost $20,000? How many people lost $50,000? Jesus, hello. How do you exactly? Well, we're finding out, we found out the past couple of weeks, this is how he was able to do it. Jesus Garcia, this is how he was able to do it. He had two companies. One was an exchange where people put money in, and whether it was institutional investors or, investors with a great deal of money, they put money in to trade derivatives linked to cryptocurrencies. So they would buy and sell on price movement of cryptocurrencies, for example. Okay, and they would make very risky trades on FTX, the exchange. When you put money, if you were an institutional investor or a hedge fund, or if you were an individual who just really wanted to trade the volatility, and you wanted to just get into options and derivatives pertaining to linked to cryptocurrencies, you would go to FTX. And then you could trade yourself. Alameda Research was a sister company, and Alameda Research was the trading arm of FTX. So FTX was an exchange and it didn't trade itself. If you put money there, you could trade. Okay? Alameda Research did was a trading division or another company that would trade and provide FTX with loans or capital. It's kind of really convoluted, but what they would do is they would take money from Alameda Research would take money from FTX, and they would take the money in people's accounts. So if you had an account at FTX, Alameda Research illegally would take that money and trade with it and lose it to the tune of $8 billion. Okay? So $8 billion was lost. Now, you can go and Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda Research quietly used FTX funds for trading. So Alameda Research would siphon money away from FTX, and all the trades that lost billions of dollars, Alameda would utilize the money from FTX to pay for its losses. So if you opened up an account at FTX, the exchange, and you said, I just want to buy, I want to trade the price movement on Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever, your money would be taken without you knowing to Alameda Research. And then Alameda Research would make like $1 billion bets and lose. Okay? And imagine Bitcoin was at like $35,000, $40,000 per coin. It plummeted down to like 15,000. I said that it would go to 10,000 or below. It's going to go to 10,000 or lower. I had a channel before it was the stock market crash. I rearranged the channels all the time. It should have stayed with Bitcoin crash to 10,000 or lower. I should have just kept it that way. God. But that's what took place. And I mean, yeah, it's like Joe Valdez. They can't believe Trump is so successful without corruption. It's the only way they make money. It is. It is. It really is the only way they make money. Sheila, thank you. Yes. Thank you, Sheila. Joel Valdez, yes. Exactly. And the thing is, Joel, they don't have a specific transaction. Like, where's the transaction with Trump? They don't have a transaction with Trump. They don't have a transaction with Trump that is deemed, criminal, or where he's, no, I wasn't. Varen, I wasn't. I don't short anything. I'm not in the stock market, and I wouldn't short anything, even though I think everything's going to continue to tank for a long, long, long time. I predicted that the market would crash. It did crash, but not nearly like where I saw things. I think it's going to just absolutely crash either any time now, but by next year. The Nasdaq's down 30%. I think the Dow will be down 30% too. I think Bitcoin will be below 10,000, way below 10,000. I think that Coinbase, I think that Binance, Coinbase, Tether, all these things will go bankrupt, just like Luna, just like FTX. Joel Valdez, thank you as always. Joel, to my super chat. People, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do this I don't have $32 billion and I'm not a Democratic donor. So... So here's before, Jim Cramer, he's very, very accurate. Very good. Here is between $1 billion and $2 billion. This is before we found out it was like closer to 32 billion. A secret backdoor transfer to billions. So let's look at this. I think they're talking about the two companies, and FTX would funnel money to Alameda Research. And because he had two companies, he was able to like raise, I think he was able to raise money from venture capitalists and wealthy individuals. I think the fact that he had a trading firm and an exchange allowed him to do a lot of things that he couldn't do without those two companies. So I'm not exactly like, I don't understand exactly the corruption. I can give you, I mean, I tried my best right now to kind of give you a pretty like basic cursory understanding of what was going on. I don't know exactly. I don't think anyone really knows exactly how he did what he did. Um, but it involved those two companies. Okay, it involved those two companies. Okay, so between 1 billion and 2 billion, it had a secret back door to transfer billions. Oh, that's very interesting. Tell me more. Tell me more about the backdoor policy. Reuters reports that at least $1 billion worth of customer funds have vanished. See, this was in November 12th. I just found out, like, this is before, I think before the whole thing went completely belly up. Two sources familiar transferred $10 billion of funds from FTX to Alameda Research. Wow. So that's how he was able to do it. See, if he had two multi-billion dollar companies. So the accounting, he was able to I mean, this is really interesting. He was able to just transfer money to pay to subsidize losses, trading losses. And so people were giving money to FTX. It's an exchange. It's an exchange. And they were taking money without investors knowing and funneling the money to Alameda Research, which is a trading company. One's an exchange, one's a trading company, a trading firm. And the trading firm would buy stock, buy crypto, or options or commodities on margin, crypto commodities or crypto derivatives. And they were giving like possibly $1 billion to Democrats, so it was all good for a while. It was all good for, oh my God, he was hanging out with all these wonderful people. It was amazing. And so, exactly, he was creating tokens. A lot of these tokens are just they say, like, why is Tether worth $1? I don't understand why Tether is going to go under like Luna, I think. That's my prediction. See, I love Tom Brady. He's fantastic, but he was duped also. A lot of these people, like these very, very wealthy, very, very powerful, very, very accomplished, connected people, they probably look at a guy like SBF and they say, wow, he's young and he's not. But you could, I was telling people for the past year, watch this chart. I said, the entire crypto world is going to come crashing down. And I don't say it gleefully. Like, there's a lot of good people. The philosophy behind crypto, I like. But I don't know what the inherent value of a Bitcoin is. They say, well, it's the, whatchamacallit, it's the ledger and blockchain and if there's only one Bitcoin and that's the only cryptocurrency, I could see that there would be more inherent value to it. But there's like all these other cryptocurrencies. Then you have stable coins. Stable coins are like completely fabricated. There's zero, all of these stable coins, especially like Tether. If you look, Tether. Why is Tether? Why would that be worth $1? Tether is an asset-backed cryptocurrency. No, it's not. It's not backed by enough assets. It was launched by the company Tether. So This is a huge here. Police in China arresting accused of 1.7 billion. So I mean, it's like SBF tried to destabilize the crypto market to save FTX, but the whole thing is going to come crashing down. Crypto could cause the crash that I've been saying, the big crash, unfortunately, in the Dow and further in the Nasdaq and S&P. But Tether, for example, like why would you even, Tether launched in 2014 as a blockchain-enabled platform designed to facilitate the use of fiat currencies in a digital manner. It doesn't have, it almost certainly doesn't have the assets. If there's a run on the bank with Tether, for example, and everyone pulls their money away from it, and the thing goes to like 50, 40, 30, I mean, you're talking about how many billions of dollars? If it goes from $1 to 10 cents, what happens then? Then Binance and Coinbase suffer. Then the entire crypto world suffers or implodes. Tether tokens are blockchain just as easily as digital currencies that are pegged to real world currencies on a one-to-one basis. But it's not a one-to-one. They don't have the dollar amount. They have like, they corporate. I think they have corporate bonds. They don't have the total dollar amount. Tether tokens are referred to as stablecoins, but they offer price stability as they are pegged to a fiat currency. But why? How are they pegged to a fiat currency? Joel Valdez! The IRS wants to tax their money app transaction of $600 or more. Get out of here. Wow. That is nuts. Angela Goodwin just read Fred C. Forrester, The Three Letters Nobody Knows, and One Nation Under Whitney Webb. Look it up because the algorithm is messing with me. I will. Angela Goodwin, thank you. Thank you, Angela. As always, thank you so very, 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 very much. Thank you so very much. Joel Valdez, that is bizarre. Tammy, hello. So, thank you, Jordan. Thank you. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah, so it's true. Here's the thing. Here, and I say this respectfully. Here's the thing. When you point out that crypto doesn't really have any inherent worth, or maybe it doesn't, and then the rebuttal is, well, neither does the dollar. Okay, but the dollar's backed by a country. You say, well, so what? So what if it's backed by a country? That is an important distinction, because even though there's probably a need for greater regulation, a currency that's backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government is not susceptible to the endless list of problems that crypto is experiencing. So there is no cryptocurrency that is backed by a government. So it's not like you can buy eggs and milk. You guess theoretically you could, but you still can't now. If you could buy eggs and milk and go to the store and buy clothing and fill up your gas tank, and if society was connected to a specific cryptocurrency and the government said, okay, this is going to be our cryptocurrency, that would be a different story. Again, I'm not saying that there's not advantages to a crypto. There are, but I mean, I'm not explaining it correctly, but there are a million differences between a cryptocurrency and fiat currency. And yes, governments can go under. Absolutely, they can go under. but then you have like you have an actual economy backing that currency. So you have the United States economy backing the US dollar in addition to the United States government. You don't actually have an economy backing any cryptocurrency. That's one major difference. But anyway, I'm not taking a dump on cryptocurrencies. I just think that it's probably, if Bitcoin didn't have so many competitors, I think that it would probably gain a lot more traction. Also, it grew too fast. Like the whole thing grew too fast, and you're gonna see once Tether and others go under, then Coinbase and Binance, and then once Bitcoin goes below 10 to like 7, 6,000, 5,000. I mean, all this margin, all the debt that people use to buy crypto, that's going to tank everything even further. So again, I don't say this gleefully. You know, a lot of people, most people within crypto know a lot more about crypto than I do. In terms of the concept, I can pretty much kind of see the whole thing's going to tank. But here, how did Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda Research lose so much money? This is a good, that's a good photo. Moving from arbitrage to high-risk bets. So, let's see. To my super chat, thank you so much. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Varen, thank you. So, exactly. Jigsaw, exactly. A week after the dramatic collapse of Sam Bankman-Fried's tangled web of crypto companies, countless unanswered questions. One of the biggest, how did his trading firm Alameda Research apparently lose billions of dollars? If you're making a bet on, if you're making $1 billion bet and you lose it, and then you have another company subsidizing your loss, what's the problem? Well, the problem is you have $1 billion in money from like Tom Brady and institutional investors and everyday people. So it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme. One of the biggest, how did trading fix it? The losses appear to have prompted someone in Bankman-Fried's operation improperly transfer customer funds from trading platform FTX to Alameda. So that's how Alameda Research was able to tough it out. Hello. Thank you. That's how Alameda Research was able to lose billions but not go under. See, here's the problem. If Bitcoin stayed at 60,000 per coin, or even 30,000 per coin, for like 10 years straight without going to 15 or 10 or whatever, you could have FTX and Alameda Research. They could be in business for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more years possibly. Okay. Once things tank, then you have to pay it back margin. Then the debt that you use to buy crypto or stocks or whatever, or fiat currency, whatever you're trading, then you have to pay back that debt. If you don't have the money to pay back that debt, you're in a world of trouble. But if you have, for example, FTX as an exchange taking in money from people, well, you just have now a supply of money to cover your losses. So Alameda Research loses billions. They take billions from FTX. FTX gets billions from new customers. That's called a Ponzi scheme. The new money put into FTX is used to pay for the losses in Alameda Research. That's a Ponzi scheme. So, Joe Valdez Seems to me they have been perfecting this type of scheme for years. Yes, over the years it's been one company after another, and now it was Bankman. Yes. I think Joel, though, that because there's zero regulation, uh, Jesus Matters. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna check that out. Thank you. Um, that's right. Jesus Matters. The FTT coin. That's right. I think Joel, that Enron. I think that Enron and Bernie Madoff and FTX and Alameda Research. I think that there are a number of other companies that have done this. I think that what they did, though, is very unique. And they were able to get away with a lot because they were donors of the Democratic Party. Um, Also, there was a question as to whether cryptocurrencies were a security and whether the SEC had the ability to regulate crypto in the same manner it regulates stocks and bonds and currencies. Angela Goodwin, what is not tangible, not really, only imaginary and worthless. I agree with you. The dollar has history and tangibility, something to trade far more than thin air. I agree with you on that. I agree with you. It's backed. The dollar is backed by a military, an economy, a government. Crypto is not backed by anything other than belief. Now, if crypto, Joel, here's the issue, Joel and Angela, if you could buy milk, eggs, pump gas, buy clothing, if you could go to a liquor store and buy, whatever, spirits, using crypto, you could in some places, but throughout the world you can't. Also, I just find, like, if you're putting money in an exchange, you need to make sure that you take that money out of a crypto exchange and put it in a cold wallet, you know, um, a wallet that's not linked to an exchange. Okay, because if you have your crypto in Coinbase or any other exchange, it's almost certainly going to be taken from you. Um, and that's the thing, I understand one out of every $5 was created. One out of every $5 was created uh, when we pumped $10 trillion into the economy. I understand that, I understand the concept of printing money is bad and it dilutes the value. Um, Cold wallets are a way of holding cryptocurrency tokens offline. You should definitely have. I mean, I don't want to tell anybody what to do, but as I do not invest in anything, um, I think the market's going to tank a lot more than it has, and I think cryptocurrencies will be. I think Bitcoin will get to way below 10,000, way below 10,000. But cold storage is infinitely better than having your crypto in an exchange. Even though the average crypto enthusiast investor knows a lot more than I do about cryptocurrencies, I do understand concepts, and I would definitely not have my money linked to any exchange or stablecoin because those things are going to just tank. Varen, love you and the work you do. Glad you made it to 200,000. Thank you. Don't have much to give, but just wanted to give back for all you do. Keep it up. Thank you, Varen. Thank you so very, very much. I do appreciate greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate your kind words. And just you watching and your encouragement means a great deal to me. I thank you very, very much, Varen. Thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. Means a lot to me. Thank you. And to my viewers everywhere around the world, in Australia and Europe, thank you so very, 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 very much. To my viewers in Australia, thank you. Varen, thank you so very, very, very much. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. I mean, I appreciate that very much. The kind words, very much. You know, the kind words, the encouragement means a great deal to me, and any content creator. It really does. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, Here's how they were able to do it. High risk bets. According to several traders, many of Alameda's long bets probably suffered big losses. Thank you, Varen. Thank you again. Suffered big losses beginning in May of 2022. Okay, well, there you go. That's the thing. When the thing tanks, like they interviewed Bernie Madoff, and Bernie Madoff said basically if the market hadn't tanked, he could have kept on going. Same with Enron, too. You can actually run a Ponzi scheme for a long time. Bernie Madoff showed that. Enron showed that. But when the market tanks, it's game over. It's game over. Uh, the funny thing about these people, like Sam Bankman-Fried in particular, the really amusing thing is that he'll use, very sophisticated financial linguistics or semantics or words, and he'll explain himself like he's a real like technical trader, and he's really into like the nuance of finance, and you know all of these like this technical explanation of how he made money in crypto and arbitrage, and arbitrage is like, well, you're going to make money from a difference. If Bitcoin is trading at $1,000 in one exchange and $1,100 in another exchange, there's $100 to be made in arbitrage. And so, but at the end of the day, he didn't like he's giving $1 billion probably to possibly to Democrats. That would be interesting because you have $1 billion, so 100 million is like nothing to Democrats. Okay, it's like nothing. So you have maybe 10 states or 10. You have Democrats probably in 10 states. They just divided the 100 million amongst themselves. So 10 of the most important states for Democrats, and you divide that money. I mean, who knows how they did it? If it happened, okay? Varen, thank you again. Tough it out. HA, keep up your important work. We can't do this without you. Thank you so very much, Tough it out. Thank you so very much. Greatly appreciate it. Exactly. Jesus matters. Exactly. Thank you, Tough it out. I appreciate your kind words greatly. Varen, thank you. Tough it out. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for always watching. Tough it out. Joel Valdez, Bankman and staff were just front puppets. Probably. I mean, Joel, here's the thing. Here's how the corrupt. This is why it's so difficult to pin anything on Democrats or the never Trump Republicans, okay? You have Richard Burr, Kelly Loeffler, you have all these Republicans who didn't really like Trump that much. Richard Burr in particular. Dianne Feinstein, Democrats. They had a classified briefing right before March of 2020. Gee, what do you think they did with their what do you think they did with their money? So what would you do if you had 1 million in stocks and you had a government briefing before So what would you do? What would you do if you had $1 million in stocks and you had a government briefing, a classified government briefing, right before March of 2020? What happened to the stock market and the economy? And what happened to the market and the economy? Okay? So that's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem. These people get away with a lot, and it's difficult when they the way they work is the following. This is how they work, okay? They hide behind plausible deniability while openly engaged in corruption. So the plausible deniability is, well, you can't prove that just because we had that meeting. And then they get Federal Bureau of Investigation to investigate, and they have high-powered attorneys, and at the end of the day, they're not accused in a court of law of anything, even though they sold right after the briefing. So Joel, that's why it's so difficult to get these. Exactly. Jesus matters. Exactly. If you do inverse Kramer, he's probably a very nice person, but I have never seen anyone be consistently wrong like that. I've never seen anyone be he's consistently wrong. I'm talking like, I'm not right about everything, but I've been right about a lot. I called the market, crash, tanking, long before it happened. But he's like, buy Facebook. Oh no. Buy this. Oh no. So, according to several traders, let's read this. To my super chat, thank you. I can't do this without you. Thank you so much for the kind words, everybody, as well. According to several traders, many of Alameda's long bets probably suffered big losses, beginning in May of 2022 after the dramatic collapse of the stablecoin Terra USD. Exactly. And its sister cryptocurrency Luna sharpened the decline in the crypto market. So I don't understand what the difference between Terra Luna and Tether is, but apparently there are some differences. I think that Tether will eventually go down just like Terra Luna. What makes you a hero in a bull market? Okay, one of the most active crypto trading firms in the world. Indeed, Bankman Fried acknowledged in a Twitter conversation with a Vox reporter that it's around the time of Luna's crash when a lot of risky leverage built up in his business. Well, it wasn't just risky leverage. It was the fact that he was using accounts, money. He was using FTX money to fund Alameda Research. And I love how now they're all turning on each other, too. That's interesting, too. His former girlfriend saying, oh, yeah, he knew everything. Tammy, thank you. So, Joe, hello. So, on top of making big bets, Alameda was likely taking too much leverage, that is debt, that can amplify wins and losses. That's what I was saying earlier on. One way the firm's executives apparently did that was by using largely illiquid cryptocurrencies, including FTX, that own token, FTT. That's right. Jesus matters. You called it. That's right. FTT and a related one, Serum, as collateral to take out loans. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, but for finance. I'm gonna make my own HA Badman token. It's gonna be worth $100. You can buy it now before it gets to $1,000. For example, Bankman Fried helped incubate the creation of Serum, which was released in. Serum has a low circulating supply of coins, initially 10, but see, all of this is like made up. It's a block. They have a block. There's a blockchain that backs it. See, again, like if you can't use it to buy groceries, what good is it? And I'm sure the response is a long response from somebody that is really into crypto. But really, what good is it at the end of the day? You know, if you want to say the US dollar is worthless, but you could still buy milk and eggs, shoes, and pay your rent. You can live on the US currency, okay? You can the US dollar, fiat currency. You can live off of that. You can feed your family. What can you do with crypto aside from I mean, one of the greatest things backing crypto is fiat currency. Look at Tether. Look at the stable coin backed by the dollar. Not backed 100% by a dollar at all. Um, Bankman Fried ran his playbook with other digital assets, which became known as Sam coins. To industry insiders, crypto investors, Jason Troyer has written. Okay, so Troy concluded recently in a tweet, this is likely how Alameda FTX incurred the multi-billion-dollar hole. Alameda pledging illiquid collateral to borrow money to finance bets, which got margin called as markets went down this year. Investing borrowed money, that's a big problem. Because you are taking money from people. Angela! Check this out. Arbitrage-based lending platform. Lodestar Finance was exploited on December 10th. Okay, so let's see. Lodestar Finance. You know what? I'm going to use my phone for a second. And Lodestar. Oh, that's right. $6.9 million from arbitrage-based DeFi protocol. That's right, Angela. That's right. Lodestar Finance exploited in flash. Oh my God. And that's also like a very bizarre thing. Like Lodestar Finance. Okay, so yeah, that's huge. See, a lot of these things. Then you have to worry about hackers. Angela, thank you so very much. So, a final and perhaps substantial contributor to Alameda's losses, Bankman Fried's company had terrible record keeping and accounting systems. FTX customer deposits were not tracked according to bankruptcy filing, leaving it unclear in the bankruptcy proceedings what it owed to customers. Well, it wasn't tracked because they were taking the money. That's why it wasn't tracked. It wasn't tracked because they were taking the money. Why would they track how much money their customers deposited when they're taking all that money anyway? That's where the nefarious exactly, Jesus matters, exactly. FTX customers' deposits were not tracked according to a bankruptcy filing. Well, there you go. There you go. An example of this confusion, leaked FTX balance sheet shows $8.8 billion in liabilities, while the Thursday filing in Delaware bankruptcy shows only $6.4 billion. It's not clear what accounts for the discrepancy, but regardless, the numbers are still in flux. So, but you know what's not in flux? The 70 million Democrats took. That's definitely not in flux. That definitely isn't a problem. You know, this is such a huge story, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people I don't think really understand how big this is. And this is a problem with Trump Republicans. I love Trump, but it's a problem with Trump as well. They're not good. Trump is not good at not just capitalizing, communicating how corrupt. Just saying it's corrupt on Truth Social is not enough. It's not enough. He has to go on a media tour and speak to the people and explain that, yeah, you know what? Elon Musk stated $1 billion. Where did that billion go if it's true? If it's true, where did that billion go? You have to have, this is the problem with what Trump is doing. DeSantis is a little better at this. He has to explain to the average person, hey, I am better than Democrats on this issue. Okay? I don't have any $70 million linked to a defunct Ponzi scheme. Democrats took $70 million in donations from a Ponzi scheme where $32 billion evaporated overnight. Okay? 32 billion. And you have all of these like accounting issues, like where'd the money go? It's like, well, Democrats got their money. Those people in Congress that did so well and they, oh my God, they were so lucky and so happy. It's like, well, they were getting all this money. They were getting all this money. By the way, I will have a live stream on H.A. Goodman's other channel after this. The link is actually below in the description section. Not a lot of people tonight on this channel. I didn't get a notification. The notification didn't go out. And also, I just don't think that people really like. I just really don't think. I just don't think that people understand how important this story is. Indicting and extraditing, arresting Sam Bankman-Fried, that's public relations right there. Because that is just, you know, if he's supposed to get 20 years in prison, 30 years in prison, 12 years in prison, he'll get 4 years in prison. He'll get 5 years in prison. And what they'll do is they'll say, well, look, we took care of the matter. You know, he's in prison now. What's the problem? What's the problem? You know? What's the problem? There's nothing corrupt about Democrats. Like, yeah, but you know what? You took $70 million. Debbie! Will they make the Democratic candidates give back? No, not at all. We know the party has money. Exactly. They won't. That's the issue. Debbie, thank you. That's the issue. Debbie Donovan, thank you. That is a great point. Angela Goodwin, I'm trying to use the word. Angelina Jolie's first movie title. Algorithm blocks it. Ridiculous. How's supposed to be the forensic work be done? Angelina Jolie's first. That's right. Debbie, Angela. That, you know what? Pretty soon it's going to be charades. I'll be like 2 syllables. Angelina Jolie's first movie. Angelina Jolie first movie. Help me out, people. No, first movie. Hold on. Well, it can't be The Bone Collector. Oh, that's right, Hackers. That was a good movie. That was a pretty good movie. That was a good movie. Angelina Jolie, thank you. I mean, Angelina Jolie. Angela Goodwin, thank you. Debbie Donovan, exactly. That's the issue. That's the issue, Debbie. They got the money. They got the money. They have the money. That's the thing. They have the money and they're not going to give it back. They're not giving it back. Oh Lord. So the accounting problem is not an accounting problem. It's almost certainly by design. So you have two companies, two multi-billion dollar companies, and just coincidentally, I mean, just coincidentally, they're giving money to Democrats. It's just a coincidence, Debbie and Angela and everybody here. Joel, it's an absolute coincidence. Joel Valdez, it's a coincidence. They didn't mean to do it. Look, sometimes you lose $1 or 25 cents in like the sofa. They lost $8 billion. They lost $8 billion. And insubordinate hello. You have a situation where you have a situation where Elon Musk, God bless him, this man needs to be protected because he's like saving the planet. Then they make a big deal. He was booed in San Francisco. So what? So what? What does that even mean? Any of those journalists would be booed also. Matt Taibbi, brilliant journalists. Any truth is booed. Oh, we don't like. And number one, if you actually listen to, if you watch the tape, he wasn't booed. I couldn't hear where he was booed by 20,000 people. Maybe like some boos, yeah, but like, and then like media is like, you see, people in San Francisco don't like him. It's like, okay, well, it was. I'm sure there are a lot of people in San Francisco who do like him. You know, the worst thing the Democratic Party does is paint everyone that votes Democrat with the same brush. Oh, wow. Wow. He dissolved the trust and safety. What is so Orwellian? Must dissolve trust and safety. No! Safety dissolved. No! No! If he dissolves the trust and safety, how are you going to have trust and safety? It says it in the title. But it says it in the title. Angela! Learn other languages to communicate. Angela, je peux parler français, mais pas ici. Pas dans le live stream. Angela Goodwin, thank you. Joel Valdez, we are investing in you. Thank you, Joel. Thank you. Angela Goodwin, Joel Valdez. Joel, how can you have trust and safety when you dissolve the trust and safety team? Makes no sense. Elon Musk, he's probably friends with Satan or Trump, but I repeat myself, Satan and Trump, same thing. And Elon Musk. Now when Democrats like pray for the downfall of their adversaries, Elon Musk is also like they're like, Lord, please, please, Trump and Elon Musk also. And those journalists also. Doesn't vote Democrat. Wow. Like Elon Musk just dissolved the Trump and the Trust and Safety Council, the people who tasked to make it safer. So why would he do that? Now Twitter, you'll have to actually use the mute and the block button. This is terrible. This is terrible. Angela, Joel, thank you. This is huge, people. This is enormous. And now you like Peter Thiel or somebody has to buy the New York Times. I mean, you have to like start buying publications. Joel Valdez must have trust and safety.
Uh, and I have a question for Elon Musk. Why would you, why on earth would you dissolve the trust and safety team? Isn't that part of the name? It says trust and safety. I wouldn't do this in Kentucky or in the Senate. Long live free speech and Elon Musk are bad.
I don't have it, Joel. I don't have it. I don't have my
Mitchell McGonnell. Mitchell McConnell.
I don't have it tonight. I don't think I have it tonight. Joel, thank you so very, very much.
I want to thank you very much, Joel Valdez. Thank you so much.
So, this is also huge. He knew these people would go after him, also. That's the thing. That's the thing. He knew these people would go after him. Sparks! Great impression. Thank you, Sparks. Thank you. Angie, hello. Sparks, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, greatly appreciated. Sometimes I have the Mitch, sometimes I don't. It just depends. Like, thank you. Sparks and everybody here, Elon Musk is Elon Musk is doing an amazing job. And the reason he's doing an amazing job is that the one of the greatest advantages Democrats had or liberals had is utilizing Twitter to enforce sensibilities, a credit score on a societal level. He said that he would meet with them and he just dissolved them. It's kind of hilarious. Elon Musk is like, uh, yes, we're gonna have a meeting. We're gonna have a meeting of the trust and safety. Are you free? Actually, who cares if you're free? Go ahead and meet up on Monday evening. Okay, yeah. Oh, is the meeting tonight? Okay, so open up your email. Open the email. Yeah, so it's been dissolved. There's no more trust and safety team. It's now a figment of your imagination and a bad dream. So yeah, no. Use the block and mute buttons. Yeah, you can actually block people you don't like. If they say a bad word, you don't have to listen to them, and you could just block them. Yeah, yeah. It's a new feature that actually was unveiled in 2011. You could probably go back in time and start using that. Okay, thank you. Not a bad Musk invitation. Thank you so much, Sparks. To my super chat. I can't do this without you. Brian, hello. I can't do this without you. Musk is like the liberal Terminator. I'm at a political level, a literary. I mean, not literally. He's just awesome. Thank you, Sparks. Thank you. I love when Elon Musk speaks and he's like, I love that. Teresa, hello. And all these, like, the best thing about Elon Musk is that all of these people that despise him drive Teslas. So they're like, what do we do now? No, I can't be seen in a Ford. I can't be seen in a GM or Ford. What do I do? So they're like, I just bought the Tesla. I just want to let you know I don't like Elon Musk. I bought the Tesla because it's good for the environment and planet. I don't like Elon Musk, though. I don't like him at all. I want to let you know that, everybody. But I just bought. And then you have, what's her name? She's like, Alyssa Milano. She's like, I bought a Volkswagen, everyone, to be moral because it was started by moral people. It's like, no, it wasn't. It was started by the most evil humans ever. But then again, you're in Hollywood. So what do you know? She's like, everybody buy a Volkswagen. Well, did you know? Did you know even? They don't even, they're like so desperate. They dislike him so much, but they're like caught between a rock and a hard place. So they're like, how do we, Old Town, hello, how do we save the planet and dislike Elon Musk at the same time? It's kind of hilarious too. The last people who should be giving advice on morality is anyone with anything to do with Hollywood. Now, there's a lot of great people in Hollywood because there are. I know a lot of wonderful people in Hollywood. Um, but there are a lot of great people. But generally, the industry is a despicable, nasty, evil industry. That's why you know, Ye went off the rails because the industry itself, the record industry, the Hollywood industry is bad. You don't paint an entire group of people because of the sins of individuals. But yeah, I mean, this is, and to my super chat, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Musk disbands Trust and Safety Council. Wow. These are all Orwellian titles. Like, you know, information that definitely doesn't misinform counsel. Group of very awesome, amazing people who never, ever, ever in a million years would vote for Trump or DeSantis. Counsel at Twitter. So you can you can actually, like, if someone's bothering you on Twitter, you can just go ahead and block or mute them. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. You can block or mute them. But Twitter was a way. Twitter was a way, ladies and gentlemen, to just silence political opponents. That's all. It was a way to silence political opponents, amplify emotions beneficial to the Democratic Party, and suppress any emotions beneficial to Trump. What does that mean? What does that mean? When I say that Twitter was used to suppress or amplify emotions, Twitter was Twitter is Tron. It is a digital nightmare. What is this? They care so much to about, like, who cares? Like, why would you care if you're booed by 20,000 or 200,000 or 2 million people if you're on the right side of history, if you're doing the right thing? The people who want to censor are always wrong. Okay, and that's different from, like, in Florida, like DeSantis, like, why are the bad? Like, no, this is about children and parents. A little bit different. Actually, a lot different. People who want to ban and censor Um, People who want to ban and censor are never on the right side of history. They're never on the right side of history. Hollywood also is generally never on the right. Neither are intelligence agencies. This is he's a boss. He the so this man. I mean, this is like their little church. This was like their church, ladies and gentlemen, where they went to pray. Trump is bad. Retweet. Oh, I feel so good. Like Angela Goodwin. Le français est bien connu aussi. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, Angela Goodwin. Thank you. Thank you. So, Angela Goodwin has to be one of the most intelligent people on the internet. Angela, thank you so very, very much. Angela Goodwin, thank you. Thank you. Count Drago! Getting booted. It is. Angela, you're wonderful. You are wonderful, Angela. Thank you. Gus, hello. Count Drago, yes. Getting booted. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's a good point. I just, they make, like, people make such a big deal. Like, if you learned any lesson from high school or middle school as an adult, okay, if you learned that it doesn't matter, like when I remember when I was writing and my writing was like, nowadays, if my writing in the Hill, the Huffington Post Salon, like if it was read hundreds of thousands of times each article, I mean, I'd have like 10, 20 hit pieces in major publications now. Back then, there weren't like there. I had a number of hit pieces, but like in some publications that are no longer around, and like one in the Daily Beast, they went after me because I was too passionate of a Bernie Sanders supporter. That's my biggest sin. And like I knew the journalist wanted to write a hit piece and it was completely unethical. And I knew exactly like the tribalism and the unethical, deceitful, despicable approach to journalism when I was contacted. The issue was tear this person down because he is not voting for Hillary and is getting other people not to vote for Hillary. And it's like, I never told anyone to do anything. I said what I would do, and I wasn't going to vote for Clinton. Now I pray that she's the Democratic nominee because I'd vote for DeSantis or Trump. But I was always against the Lincoln Project, which is a liberal position, really, to be against counterinsurgency, but they don't care. They actually don't care about any of that stuff. Joel Valdez! Yes, exactly. You know what? I know a little Spanish. My Spanish is not very good at all. Estamos aquí. Joel Valdez, thank you. Joel Valdez, thank you. Merry Thankmas. Gus, Merry Thankmas. Everybody here. That's how, like, the Pennsylvania senator, thank Miss Mary, everyone. What's the problem? That debate between Oz was like, Oz, and Oz is millionaire, and Oz is millionaire. He benefits millionaire. He is. Me, vote for. And everyone's like, he's so courageous. You think they care? They have people who couldn't pass a sobriety test. And they're like, oh, Trump is so flawed. Like, you know what, though? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If Trump shows who he is, like I was watching The Apprentice. I was watching a clip from The Apprentice with Arsenio Hall and a bunch of people. And like, you had Joel Valdez, thank you again. To my super chat tonight, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Super chat is holding up. There's not a lot of people, but I just want to thank you. Joel, exactly. Thank you again. To my super chat, thank you. Peter, hello. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I was watching a clip from The Apprentice. And you have, like, Trump. You have Trump who, like, had, like, a personality that, like, he had a calm demeanor, if you could believe that. It was a very calm demeanor. He had a very calm, like, very calm demeanor, he was leading the whole show, and he was very thoughtful in his presentation. And he communicated effectively, and he was personable, amiable even. Angie, hello, yes. And he has to get back to that. That's the thing. If he can get back to that, if he can get back to being a personable, let's see here, hold on a second. If he could get back to being a personable, even amiable type of individual, you know, exactly. Exactly. The establishment actually is losing also because it's crumbling by the weight of its own corruption. It's just crumbling. The freak. Sometimes with words in the super chat, sometimes there's words that aren't allowed. I don't know. Sometimes it's difficult, but we'll go 10 more minutes, everybody, and then we'll do a live stream on H.A. Goodman's other channel. So try to go ahead and be there for the live stream on H.A. Goodman's other channel. But so Elon Musk, not really though. 80% of the stadium boos. They make such a big deal about it. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. They think it's like everything to like detractors of Musk or like Democrats in general, detractors, people who oppose Trump Republicans, or people who are blindly or like show absolute allegiance to the Democratic Party. They think they're like on the side of justice. You can't be on the side of censorship and be on the side of justice or morality. It doesn't work that way. There are laws that predate Twitter that protect people from harmful speech. Okay, you don't need Twitter to be the arbiter of good taste. And so when you have a lot of young people, they don't really care. Like a lot of people who are on the left don't have the same principles as young people have had. I shouldn't say young people. Democrats in general would rather silence things they don't like to hear than actually allow those words to be spoken and debate, and using logic, reason, debate, discourse, defeat any ideas they view to be harmful. It's not that difficult of a thing. You can utilize, debate. The freak. Is Sam going to ruin digitals completely? I don't think it's just him, the freak. I think it's a lot of people. I think Coinbase, I think Tether, I think Binance. I think those things are all tank. I think everything, like every giant thing's going to tank. Oi, Adi shook his hand in front of the mirror for rhetorical purposes. Lad in the forests of swans did it for holding his balance. Angela, thank you. Angela, you're wonderful. You are wonderful. You are wonderful, Angela. Thank you. Thank you so much. To my super chat, thank you. Joel, thank you so much. Everyone here, we'll do like 5 more minutes, but I do have a segment on H.A. Goodman's other channel, a live stream even, if you could believe that. So try to be there for the live stream, everybody. But yeah, I mean, the good thing is now they've obsessed over Trump. But now you have Elon Musk, who they also despise. Now you need other very powerful, influential people to join Elon Musk and Trump and DeSantis. There needs to you're seeing the pendulum move. They are not going to have FTX, and they're not going to have Twitter. Twitter and FTX were enormous advantages. And they barely held on to the Senate, and they had FTX money. So imagine. The pendulum, ladies and gentlemen, is swinging towards Trump, DeSantis, Musk, independents, and Republicans. Okay? The pendulum, and also, unfortunately, and I don't want to say this, Angela, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're going to have a terrible, terrible, terrible recession this year. We're going to have a terrible recession this year. Unfortunately. And I a lot of good people are. White House says it's disgusting. Cares what Biden says about anything. You can't go and you can't silence people, and you can't silence half the country. You want to ban Trump, you understand that you are blatantly siding with a political, one political party at the expense of another. So, we'll do 3-4 more minutes, then we're out, ladies and gentlemen, and we're off to the other live stream. I might just do 20 minutes on the other live stream. What I might do, what I'll try to do actually, is after every live stream on this channel, just to build H.A. Goodman's other channel, I'll do a live stream on that channel too. So they make such a big deal about booing Elon Musk. Who cares? We know that Democrats or wonderful, morally superior liberals will scream at the top of their lungs. Emotion is everything to them. Rational dialogue, debate, discourse. It's always ad hominem, emotional attacks. It's never okay, let's talk about this. It maybe used to be once the Lincoln Project was embedded within the Democratic Party, then you had a different style. You have like Bush Republican style of politics with morally superior liberals adopting that style of politics. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and if you look, ladies and gentlemen, if you go to the description section of this channel, of this live stream, I have 9 people waiting already, so 9 people. I will go ahead and start that. Here's the link, people. Let's see if you can. There's the link to the live stream. I will start the H.A. Goodman's other channel live stream in about 5 minutes. So, people, if you're up, meet me at H.A. Goodman's other channel. To my super chat, I cannot thank you enough, everyone. Thank you so much. God bless. Joel, everybody here, thank you, everyone.